Welcome. This is Business 301, Intermediate Microeconomics, and I'm your instructor, Dr. Bob Mayo. Just a bit about me. I'm an economist. I am a microeconomist. I know macro, I teach macro, but my research is in micro. And I am an experimental economist. So I take people, stick them in the lab, say you've got $12, do you want to trade with this person, do you want to buy that, etc., and see what they do. Also run experiments online. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of time over the course of the semester to talk about how experimental economics works. I also deal with behavioral econ, and if we keep on pace, we'll be able to touch on behavioral econ in the last week of the semester. Alrighty. Here we go. This is the Moodle page. First thing here, you see the syllabus. Please read it. If you click on it, you get this. This course is online and asynchronous. That means we don't have any particular meeting times. I provide materials, and within certain limits, you work on it at your own pace. Here's my email address. That's a good way to get in touch with me. This is my office location, Grant Center 005. This semester, if you're watching this in the future, we're still dealing with COVID-19, so that's why I will not be in my office very much this semester, which means I will not be answering my office phone very much this semester. Email is a good way to get in touch with me. Office hours, virtual office hours only through Zoom. Tuesday, Thursday, noon to 2. If that time doesn't work for you, drop me an email or talk to me if you do see me, and we can work out a time that works for both of us. Let's see, the textbook. Intermediate Micro with Calculus, a Modern Approach by Hal Varian, which is this. A couple things about the book. First, Hal Varian, big-time economist. He's at Berkeley, and he is also the chief economist at Google. So he knows what he's talking about. He is also the author of a graduate level micro textbook that is very good. Now, this part, with calculus. I'm sure those two words frighten a good number of you. Don't be scared. Calculus is a prerequisite for this course, but this is not a calculus course. If you had never taken calculus before in your life, I could teach you all the calculus you'd need for this course in an hour or two. In fact, doing this with calculus should actually be a bit easier than doing it with just algebra. One of the reasons why I switched to this textbook, there's some concepts that as a derivative are really simple, but with algebra, not so much. Next thing about this book. I've taught this course many times before, but using a different book, Nicholson and Snyder. This is the first semester I'm teaching with Varian. I expect good things, but there may be surprises, hopefully mostly good. Be prepared for a little bit of flexibility on that. Now, I will post for each chapter a little video, hopefully mini lecture, a reading assignment, and a homework assignment. We're going to cover roughly 2 chapters a week, and you'll submit your homework through Moodle. Let me show you what that looks like. Here, January 12th, that's Tuesday, Chapter 2. January 14th, that's next Thursday, Chapter 3. You're going to have questions. you should have questions. If it's something that might be helpful to another student, like, what does equation 3 mean? Or when's the midterm? I would like you to post that question here in the Q&A forum. I will monitor it and I will post answers there. If you need help beyond what you can get there, email me. Need help beyond that, office hours are available to help you. Now, if you have a question that is not relevant to another student, like I have a registration problem, my grandma's sick, I got to be gone for a week, whatever, just email me. Now, about email, let's see. Only send email to me from your official Concordia email address. If you send me an email from a Gmail account, from Yahoo, from whatever, I will not answer it. It's a security thing for your benefit. Concordia email addresses only, please. Also, in the subject line, please put the course code, BUSN space 301. This does a couple of things. First, it lets me just by glancing at the subject line know what course this is about. Also, if you just have the subject, hey, number one, you shouldn't do that. It looks bad in the business world. But also, there's a good chance that's going to go straight into my spam folder and I'll never see it. I've set up a filter so that BUSN underscore 301 never goes to my spam folder, so I will see them. There will be a link. Should I say this already this time through? I will put a link, it's not there yet, up here for scheduling office hours through Zoom. The link will take you to SSC, which is a place where you can schedule an office hours meeting. There will also be a link directly to Zoom, so you can get in touch with me through Zoom. Next. There will be one midterm exam and one final. The final will be cumulative. I want to keep this course as close to the in-person, face-to-face way of teaching it as I can. There are limits. Since you won't be taking the exams in front of me, they have to be open book, and they will be. Now, the midterm. If you miss the midterm because you were sick and you have a note, or for a school event, not a problem. Let me know as soon as you can. We'll work out something that's comfortable for both of us. If you miss the midterm just because you kind of didn't show up, I will not, unless there are extraordinary circumstances, give you a makeup exam. I'll just shift the points to the final. Now, I set the time and date for the midterm. Since it's an asynchronous course, there won't be a particular time for you. But the final exam, I don't set the schedule for that. The final exam schedule is set by the college, in particular the registrar. I do not have any authority to change that. Therefore, I will not change that. The only circumstances, because people always ask, can I take the final exam early or something? The short answer is no. Unless you have 3 finals scheduled for the same day. If you do, then not only am I willing to, I am required to let you take the exam at another time. Or if something happens, and this goes to the extraordinary circumstances, which is unforeseeable and beyond your control, our family ski trip, Well, that is neither unforeseeable nor beyond your control. But if it does meet both of those tests, let me know. I'll work out something with you. Next. Oh, that didn't work. Let me see if I can refresh that. Here we go. Homework. There will be homework for almost all chapters. You'll submit through Moodle. Your grade for the course will be calculated as 60% homework, excuse me, 20% midterm, 20% final. Now, since it's the first time I'm using this wonderful book, I don't have all of the teaching materials already set, which means that I haven't seen how students react. Do they find this part just stupid easy or unrealistically difficult? I think I have a good feel for how to calibrate that. But especially the first time through with a new book, it's possible to get it wrong. So, if I accidentally make the course easier than I intended, you're welcome. If, on the other hand, I accidentally make the course a little bit harder than I intended, you have an insurance policy. At the end of the semester, if the average course grade is below 85%, I will give everyone bonus points to bring the average up to that level. I will convert the percentage to your final letter grade using this scale. In general, I will not nudge grades over the threshold. If you have an 89 and you say, "Can you please bump that up to an A minus?" Generally, the answer will be no. Important dates. This is a hyperlink. It will take you to Concordia's important dates page. Academic integrity. Please read this. I take it very, very seriously. Recording policy. This course is asynchronous, so although I'll be recording myself, like I'm doing now, unless things change, I will not be recording you. But then again, everything's still kind of up in the air. There's a legal issue here. There's it's right here, FERPA, the Federal Education Records Privacy Act, I think. Anything which qualifies legally as a student record, your grades, for example, has to be handled in a certain way. If for some reason we do end up recording you, not anticipated, that recording becomes legally a FERPA record, and all of these legal bits must be followed. Probably won't be an issue of this class, but just in case, I wanted you to be aware of it. Disabilities accommodations, if this is relevant to you, click there, please. Now let's see. These dates to the right, like 1-7, these are the dates for the lectures, essentially, as if it was an in-person lecture. Tuesday, January 12th, I will lecture on budget constraint. For us, that means I'll be uploading the video for you to watch. Homework, due dates. Actually, I'm recording this on Wednesday, but this is the introduction video for Thursday the 7th. Looking at next week, Tuesday the 12th, I will lecture on budget constraint, on the 14th on preferences. Homework for the chapters we cover in a week will be due on the following Sunday at midnight. So, the homework for Chapter 2 and for Chapter 3 will be due Sunday the 17th. at 11:59 p.m. I say 11:59 p.m. because at midnight exactly, Moodle will close off your ability to upload the homework. So please don't be late. Late homework will not be accepted. It will get a 0 unless you talk to me ahead of time and there's some good practical reason, and then we'll work out something. All right, let's see. Q&A forum announcements. If I need to send an email to everyone in the class, usually I'll use the announcement feature. You'll get it as an email. Also, if you click here, well, it's empty right now, but this is where a list of announcements would be. Okay. Scroll through these topics. Behavioral Econ, Chapter 31. It's out of order. It comes after Chapter 38. Also, I really want to get to this one, but we may or may not have enough time. Next, you'll notice I'm not assigning Chapter 1. Actually, what that means is I want you, before next Tuesday, read Chapter 1. I will not test you on it. I will not assign homework. But it provides some pretty simple but foundational information that you're kind of going to need to do well in the rest of the course. So at least look through it. Okay. Email me with your questions. If they're general interest questions, like how does this part of the course work or whatever, post them in the forum. And I'm looking forward to a good semester. See you later.